Good afternoon. Welcome to Kenig's Corner. I'm Jerry. I'm your host. Had a little technical glitch, but we fixed that up. Just want to talk a little bit about the trade deadline that'll be coming up in about 30, 40 games. I don't know if you can let Craig Breslow make the decisions. Once again, I don't know that you can fire the guy because who's going to take the job? The Red Sox have had a number of general managers under John Henry. I saw he just fired the soccer coach for Liverpool. They won the title last year. And then a year later, he's fired. Now, I understand there was a great deal of dissension among the players towards Slot, but still, he won a title last year. John Henry is just impossible to work for. Uh, and I think that's gone around. Uh, I brought this up before, but Theo won him two world championships, and he decided that he'd rather have someone else running the show. And Theo left and won a world title for the Chicago Cubs, who hadn't won in how many years? He replaced Theo with Ben Sherrington. Sherrington won him a title in 2013, and within a couple of years, he fired him to bring in Dombrowski. And what does he do? Dombrowski has the best year in the history of the team, 2018. They win the world title. And less than a year later, he's fired because he wants to build a team through the farm system. Fair enough. So he brings in Chaim Bloom. And the one thing we can say is that Chaim Bloom was successful doing that. Not successful in pretty much anything else, but he did build the farm system up. And lo and behold, he gets fired. Now, what do Sherrington, Dombrowski, and Bloom all have in common? They're working for other teams now. And had running their baseball operations, St. Louis, uh, Philadelphia, and Pittsburgh. And let's not forget, we lost somebody to the Nationals who's running their team now. So it's one thing after another. When Breslow's job came open, or when the job that Breslow's got came open, they couldn't even get someone to interview for the job. That's how little people in baseball respect John Henry or want to work for John Henry. They might respect him. There's a lot to respect there. He is a self-made man. But so we've got Breslow, and Breslow's made not one but two horrible trades with Milwaukee. He gave them Quinn Priester, went 13-3 last year. He gave them Kyle Harrison, who was really the focal point of the Devers trade, other than getting rid of money. And boom, both guys, Harrison now is a contender for the Cy Young, as is Chris Sale, who just beat the Sox the other night, who they got a utility infielder who they waived and is now with the California Angels. It's just one bad move after the other. And I know what you're saying. Well, he did make the Crochet trade. Yes, he did. But keep in mind, the night before the Crochet trade, he walked away because he wouldn't give up Teal. The next day he did. I have my theories on that somebody got to him and said, you have to make that deal. My theory is that it was Theo. I could be way wrong, but I don't think I am. So do you want him making the deals at the trade deadline? Because I'll tell you one thing that I see. I see the Red Sox trading Chapman, who does have another year left. You don't need a closer when you're lousy, but you're going to need one next year if you want to contend. Trading Chapman with the condition being whoever takes him has to take Yoshida with it, and we can dump that $20 million for next year. I could see that very easily being a deal. And our return for Chapman not being what the Yankees got when they gave up Chapman to the Cubs, who we helped win a world championship with when they got Gleyber Torres. So I'm really afraid of what this guy might do. Because I think at this point he's capable of making any bad move. Catherine Veritek said, the Red Sox don't have anything to worry about. They've got the smartest man in baseball. She wasn't being serious. But I think that Breslow, with his Ivy League degree, does think he's one of the smarter guys in baseball. And so far, we've got nothing to show for it. So issue two is what I think we're going to have to get away from using the opener in these Bayo starts. It works as far as Bayo's effectiveness. He's been terrific coming out of the bullpen. Last night, bunch of scoreless innings. But the game was already lost when they gave up 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning. That's like, I think, the third straight game that's happened. So I don't think that's a winning formula for the Sox. I think you're going to have to bite the bullet and start Bayo, at least until Crochet comes back. And once again, they scored 3 runs, just enough to lose, like they typically have been doing. It's going to be a lost season. And if I can give, once again, one bit of recommendation to Red Sox fans, and I disagree. I was listening to the WEI afternoon show, and they were saying, "Oh, the way to do it is to chant and show your displeasure." No, it's not. The way to bother me isn't to give me 10,000 subscribers. It's not to watch. All right. So that's how you affect. No, don't go. John Henry will laugh all the way to the bank with people buying hot dogs, beer, soda, and sitting in the seats. That's not the way to get it. You want to know what'll be effective? 15,000 empty seats at most of the games in the second half of the season. That will get his attention. Now, to be fair, none of the guys we could have signed, free agent-wise, would be helping this team. Alonso hasn't done anything. Bregman hasn't done anything. Kyle Tucker out in Los Angeles has been a disaster so far. Bichette for the Mets is worse than a disaster. You'd rather have Durbin than Bichette, and look at the money that he's getting paid. So maybe the answer wasn't out there. I compare it sometimes to playing blackjack when you've got a 16 against the 7, and you take a hit and you get a 10, you lose. But then if you'd have held, the dealer turns over his down card and it's a 10, and you'd have lost no matter what you did. And I think that's where the Red Sox are sort of at right now. They expected way too much out of their young players. You know, one of the things another mistake that Breslow made was he rated the Red Sox abilities this year on his projections. I project they're going to do this. I project they're going to do that. That's not the back of their baseball cards, what they've already done. This is what he's assuming they'll do. And because they didn't reach that, he thought it was the coach's fault. All the coaches, except for, of course, his buddy, Andrew Bailey. But right now, it's just not an attractive situation for the Red Sox. And as I've said before, you don't have to watch. I'll watch them for you. And we'll go from there. So once again, this is Jerry. This is the Knigs Corner. And if you like the show, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Helps the algorithm. And I'll see you tomorrow. Talk to you soon. Bye now.